Hey friends, how's it going? Dave Peterson here, davesguitarplanet.com. Today I've got 3 repeating blues riff tunes for you. There's some old blues tunes out there that are basically just a repeating riff. And the 3 that you just heard were Good Golly, Miss Molly from Creedence Clearwater Revival back in the 70s or 60s. And Born in Chicago from the Paul Butterfield Blues Band, which is around the same vintage. And the last one was Lucille. This is the Everly Brothers version. So what's a repeating blues riff? Let's take a look at Good Golly, Miss Molly. That's the riff that repeats over and over, but in different places on the neck. The tune is in F. So a blues in F is an F chord, a B flat chord, and a C chord. So first you do the riff in F, then you do it in B flat, which is also on the 1st fret, but on the A string. And then you go up to the 3rd fret of the A string, which is C. In F, it would be the 1st fret of the E string twice, 3rd fret of the A string, a C note once, then 1st fret of the D string, which is a E flat note, twice, and then back to 3rd fret of A. If I say fret numbers would be 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3. The riff is slightly syncopated, which means some of the notes are on the and. If you clap 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, the notes are 1 and 2 and, not 3 and, not 4 and. 2, 3, 4. Ba bum 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 ba bum 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 bum. If you're not used to syncopated rhythms, it might be a little tricky. 2, 3, 4. So 4 times in F, then to B flat twice. Then back to F twice. And now on the record he slides from the 1st fret of A, B flat note, up to the 3rd fret for the over the 5 chord, which is C. And then that's once, one time through that riff, then down to B flat for 1 time. And then back to F. Good golly, Miss Molly. And then it stops there and he sings. So if you want to do this with your buddies, get a drummer and a bass player together. Pretty simple tune to do, and it's a lot of fun. The lyrics are on the internet and the tune is on YouTube. Great old John Fogerty Creedence Clearwater tune. Let's just go through it once. The original tune is 150 beats per minute. But let's do it at 100 beats per minute, real slow. We'll go through it one time. Ready? Starts in F, then goes to B flat, then up to C. Here we go. 2, 1, 2, 3, F. 3, 4, up to B flat, 2, back to F, twice, up to C, B flat, F. Good golly, Miss Molly, etc. So I'll have this backing track at 3 different speeds, 100 beats per minute, 125, and then full speed 150. If you want to download it, I might charge a little bit for it. Not very much. Okay, let's move on to the next tune, which is Born in Chicago, Paul Butterfield Blues Band. And the basic riff, the song is in A. So the 3 chords in A are A, D, and E. So this time, instead of the riff going up to the 4 chord, it actually goes down. So the first riff is like this. Pretty simple riff. So 7th fret of A with your 3rd finger, and then 1st finger on 5th fret of D, and then it's what we call chromatic, which is right in a row. 5th fret, 6th fret, 7th fret, 1st, 2nd, 3rd finger on D. Again, a little bit syncopated. The riff starts on the and of 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. And then there's no 2, the and of 2, the and of 3, 4, and. It's like this. 1, 2, 3, bum ba dum bum, bum 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 bum, bum ba da dum bum. A little bit syncopated. So over the 1, 4 times. So now it goes down to end on the D note. So starting on 5th fret of bottom E with your 3rd finger, and then 1st finger on 3rd fret of A, 2nd finger, 3rd finger. It's the same shape. So twice like that. Then back to doing it in A. That's ending on an A note there. Twice. And then it goes to the 5 chord, starting on the 7th fret of the bottom E string, ending on this E note there. Same exact shape. 7th fret, 5, 6, 7 on the A string, and then to the 4 chord, 5th fret of bottom E, once each on those, then back to the 1 chord where we started, and then it starts at the top again, doing 4 of those. So at the end, you've got 2, and then it starts again, so you end up with 6 of those in a row. Let's give it a shot. The original tempo is 153 beats per minute. Let's slow it way down to 100 beats per minute and run through it one time. So it's going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, da 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 da. So it's got a little pickup note there. 1, 2, 3, 3 pickup notes. Here we go. 2, 1, 2. Now it's in D. back to A, that's E once, D once, A twice, do it again, 4 of these, 2, 3, 4, to D, back to A, E, D, back to A. That's the end, and then it starts again. All right, pretty simple. Let's move on to the next one, which is Lucille, the Everly Brothers version. Back when Chet Atkins was running RCA, and he helped to discover these young sons of Ike Everly. And this one is not syncopated. It goes like this. It's in the key of G. So the 1, 4, and 5 chord in G are G, C, and D. And the original tempo is 124 beats per minute. That's the riff. It goes in the key of G, 1, 3, 5, flat 7, if you know your music theory, which would be a dominant 7th chord. We're going to start with our second finger on the 3rd fret of the bottom E, a G note, 2 of those, then first finger on 2nd fret of A, which is a B note, then you're probably going to want to use your 3rd finger on the 5th fret of A. So, bum, 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 bum. Then we got first finger on 3rd fret of D, 2 of those, up 2 frets with your 3rd finger on the 5th fret of D, and back to the 3rd fret. Bum, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, da, bum, bum, ba, bum, ba, ba, da. So this one is not what we consider syncopated because it's every 8th note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and not very tricky rhythm. Okay, then it goes up to the 4 chord, C, does the same exact shape, twice, and back to the what we call tonic, which is the 1 chord, twice, and then up to the 5, which is D, starting on the 5th fret of the A string, once, back to the 4 chord, C, and down to the 1 chord again, G. Now this time it does up to the 5 again, up to D. And that's the 12 bars once through. Let's give it a shot. The original tempo is 124 beats per minute. Let's slow it way down to 80 beats per minute. This has the drummer kind of playing on the bell of the cymbal. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, up to C, twice, back to the 1, twice, up to the 5 chord, 4 chord, 1 chord, and 5. Repeat. All right, again, if you download the backing tracks, it'll have it at this 80 beats per minute, and then 100, and then the full speed 124. In my little package, I'll probably put the lyrics, and this is tabbed out in case you need that. You can find the tunes on YouTube, great old classic blues tunes, and just an easy way to learn a tune that you can do with your band or along with the backing track, and hope you have fun with it. See you next time.